Hi, welcome to the MindFrames Screen Anarchy Holiday Gift Guide for 2019. Merry Christmas! As I said, I'm your host Dave, and this is the Screen Anarchy MindFrames Gift Guide for 2019. We have been blessed to have been sent a whole bunch of fun things that we are going to show you in the hopes that they can help you with those last minute shopping hopes and dreams. Anyway, what I'm going to do is start the first of 4 episodes with sort of more of a general episode with a concentration on Mondo. If you don't know what Mondo is, you'll know by the end of the episode. But starting out, let's just look at some books that we've gotten in. We scoured looking for great film-related books for you. This one is from Schiffer. It's called World Gone Wild, A Survivor's Guide to Post-Apocalyptic Movies. It is heavily illustrated, and it contains tons and tons of information on that subgenre, along with interviews with the makers of various films in it. I'm a big fan of end of the world movies and post-apocalyptica, and this is really all that you'd ever need probably to be able to go ahead and explore that or start educating yourself in it. I really recommend it. It is by David J. Moore. It's got a foreword by Vern. You may remember Vern. He's also, I think, of Yippee-Ki-Yay, Mother Go to the Movies something book. I don't know. It's a great book too, and you should look that one up. Vern. You could probably find it on Amazon. All right, the next book is from Titan Books, and you know, Titan has just put out all sorts of amazing books, film-related books over the years. This one is The Lost Films of Ray Harryhausen, or The Lost Movies of Ray Harryhausen. It's by John Walsh, who's an authority on Ray Harryhausen, and he just offers sketch after sketch of movies that Ray made, movies Ray didn't get to make. There's talk right now of there being another movie based on at least some sketches that Ray had made at one time. And we all kind of wish we lived in a world where Ray Harryhausen got to make all the movies that his little stop motion animating heart desired. I was really honored to meet him before he passed away. And it's a moment in time I will never forget. A man who brought Sinbad to life, shaking my hand. And this is a great book for anybody who likes that kind of approach to special effects or grew up with his movies. This is another book from Titan. It's called Making Moon, a brief sci-fi cult, a British sci-fi cult classic. It's by Simon Ward, and it's a basic making of book. If you are a fan of the movie Moon, as I am, by Duncan Jones, David Bowie's son, you would be well advised to get this. It is literally everything you would want to know about the project, and I'm going to use it for reference this year on a project I'm working on, and it's just, you know, wonderful, endlessly detailed look at the making of that film. I think you'll really enjoy it if you get it. Good stuff. Beautiful hardcover book. I have 2 books by Michael Gingold. Michael Gingold, of course, is famous for having worked for Fangoria for many years. And since leaving Fangoria, he has really distinguished himself in all the different facets of presenting genre films to the world. And one of the funnest things he's done that I wish people paid even more attention to than they do are these collections of ad art from movies of different periods. This is ad nauseum newsprint nightmares from the 1990s to 2000s. This is a follow-up to ad nauseum newsprint nightmares from the 1980s. If you grew up wishing that your parents would take you to the movie and looking at the ads for movies in the newspaper, you saw these ads. This is going to trigger so many memories for you. There's even some color work in it. And a lot of just general little blurbs of that'll tell you about different films. One of the things I love it is you can even see where these movies played on a lot of this ad art, and that's really, really fun. He's released a sci-fi fantasy volume, 20 years of newspaper ads for sci-fi and fantasy films. Unfortunately, this does not have years on it like the horror volumes do. In the inside it says 1980 to 1999. And of course, it makes you wonder if he would go back and do one for the 50s and 60s and 70s. But same as the Ad Nauseam horror book, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful memory generator, and comes highly recommended. Some beautiful color artwork reproduced there. Next up is my book of the year. I don't think there's another book that even comes close to this, quite frankly. And when the publisher was willing to send it, I couldn't even believe it. Hopefully you can get a good look at this slipcase. I have left the plastic wrap on it because I'm anal that way. This is from our good friend Rick Baker, and it is basically 2 slipcased volumes that detail his life's work and special effects. Every single inch of these books is a treat to look at and a treat to handle, and makes you feel like you are, in possession of something really, really special. This is definitely the kind of book that you would buy a little stand for and set up in your house for people to just page through. And covers literally Rick Baker's entire career. Here's his work on Octoman. Here's let's see, all sorts of character work he's done that you probably didn't even know was him for various movies. And he's got Dick Smith, a lot of Dick Smith in this book actually, because of the way that Dick Smith figured into his career. Certainly all his ape work is covered. These 2 books are quite simply on a par with any film book ever that I've ever read or looked at. You're just going to need this as primary source material if you ever want to get in depth into the world of Rick Baker. It even has photos of him and his family trick-or-treating, which that got to be sort of a fun thing every year. He would post, the photos of their costumes. So they don't neglect that. This is a pricey, that part of his life. This is a pricey set. You can get it on Amazon. It's called Rick Baker Metamorphosis. Volume 1 is 1950 to 1989. Volume 2 is 1990 to 2019. It's got a preface by Peter Jackson, a foreword by John Landis. It's written by J.W. Rinsler. And I just cannot recommend it enough. Any film fan, special effects fan, will be beyond excited to have gotten this for Christmas. Oh, we also got some fun kind of other stuff. This is a puzzle from Universal that they're, obviously based on the Jaws poster. And it's 500 pieces. And at first, when I was looking at it, I thought, what would you do with that? It's 500 pieces. I do a lot of like 200 or 2,000 piece puzzles is probably about the smallest I like to do. But then I realized how great this would be to take to a party. Or a watch party or anything like that. And basically it comes in a big Blockbuster style case. The puzzle is in a nice bag. It's resealable, I believe. Well, it's not, but you can put it in a resealable bag. And it'll be fun. I'm going to be bringing this to the New Year's party at my friend's house this year. And I'm going to do that. And the other thing I actually found, at Fantastic Fest this year, and it's called Cinephile, a card game for film nerds, movie geeks, and cinephiles. Basically, what this does is take a group of celebrities and showcase them in pictures, in line drawings from their movies. So like here's Robert Pattinson from Good Time. Here's Michael B. Jordan from Creed. And that's all the cards are. Here's Jackie Chan from Police Story. The nice thing is they do a pretty good job with all of the line art. You really can tell if you're a fan of these person who they are. And they give you literally, there's a few hundred of them in here, and you can get booster packs and play about 5 different games with this. That all have to do with how you hold the cards and different ways of playing.
Is there a B monster movie booster pack?
There's no B movie monster pack. I talked to the creator at Fantastic Fest. Where's my horror movie pack? Where's my 80s slasher pack? La 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 la. And that's the thing. If this hits, I would imagine they would go on to do all of those things. And there are some people in here that fit into all those different categories we all know and love of genre cinema. So you're gonna love this if you get it. Really, really, really comes highly recommended. Oh, one more book. Can we have too many books about Alien? I'm going to say no. I got to see Alien at the Chicago Critics Film Festival this year with Dallas himself, Tom Skerritt, as a guest. And what a gracious, nice, kind, lucky guy to have been in this. What a talented guy. This is a great big book, chocked full of information and interviews with various people, lots of quotes from various people in this book, a lot of first-hand information getting and beautiful art reproduction. It's from Titan, and there's the cover without the slipcase on it. Here's the insert pages there. I can't recommend this enough either. I would almost consider this like, you know, David Goor if one were an Alien fan. It also is written by J.W. Rinsler. Where do you find the time, J.W.? We don't know. Great, great, great stuff you're doing out there. Please keep going. Now, we're going to move on to some Blu-rays. We're going to be doing mostly movies in these episodes we're doing. But right now, I'm just going to do some general movies that I was sent. People were kind enough to let me know about and ask if we could let other people know about. One of them is Robin Williams' Comic Genius. And the thing I like about this is it's all 5 of his HBO specials. And if you love Robin Williams or grew up watching those, this is, again, serious memory generator. Really, really great, fun look at, you know, somebody is certainly no hyperbole to title this Comic Genius. I just, you know, we all love Robin Williams. This is a great, you know, little mini version of a much, much larger set that came out that I think is over $100 and contains way more material. But this does have all 5 of his HBO specials, so I can really recommend it. The Big Bang Theory. You may love it, you may hate it, but either way, it's never going to die. This is a big Blu-ray box set, sort of done in the style of those old Warner Brothers box sets of the work of Stanley Kubrick and whatever. So it's, you know, like it's kind of slides out from this end. And the weird thing is, if you look, it opens up into a great big cardboard fold-out of them and all their antics. So that's a fun little extra. It comes with a book. It's 12 seasons, 279 original broadcast episodes. Really hot ticket this year. A lot of people getting a hold of that. Also, a lot of people really love this. This is the Batman Beyond, the complete series, but it comes with a Funko figure of Batman. And, you know, let's face it, Funko is really cool, I think, for collectors because you can collect something and it doesn't have to break your bank. It's real showy. It goes well with pop type figures. This is obviously a really, really good, you know, gift for anybody who's into Batman Beyond. New reissue of that. lastly, on the general Blu-ray front, is this, and I gotta admit, this thing made me laugh really hard. I've had Scarface in various permutations. At one point, there was even like a $700 cigar box that you could get with a steel book in it and everything. They wouldn't send me that for review. They just sent me the steel book itself. But this they sent me, and if you'll remember, Scarface had a statue on his desk, and the statue said "The world is yours" on it, and it was of three women holding up a globe. You get a reproduction of that statue in this box, in case you want to emulate that great, wonderful role model Scarface, played by Al Blankety Pacino. At one time, this movie had the record number of F words for any movie, and so of course I'm going to promote it to you at Christmas time. This is in 4K. That's probably the big thing for people who love this movie. Is finally the film is out in 4K. I believe you can get it without the statue if you want to. It does have a Blu-ray, a digital copy, and a Blu-ray of the original 1932 Scarface. So that is something that different studios have done. I remember when Meet Joe Death came out, Death Takes a Holiday with Frederick March was included on it. And it hadn't come out on Criterion or any other good, label at that point. So always nice to get that little extra, and it's a really fun little set. And the world can be yours if you order this. Now I'm left with Mondo. Mondo, of course, is that great conglomerate that has revitalized the movie poster art collecting community by getting artists from all over the world to reimagine posters for their favorite movies. They also have become a really big force in movie soundtracks and in collectabilia, and they sent a few things along this year that I thought were really, really fun. One of them is this mug, this tiki mug from their tiki line. This is a Predator, and usually there are several different kinds of each one. This is kind of a cream glaze tiki mug. You can see about how big it is of Predator, and what I really loved about it is it has Dutch on the other side, so you can enjoy you can enjoy it. And I don't know what you do with this. I don't know, maybe put
Mixed drinks.
You could drink alcohol out of this. So anyway, we'll test that theory after Mike and I are done recording. But I really, really enjoyed this and was really, really happy they got it. Get a little fun embossed Mondo logo on the bottom, and it might be a fun way to start somebody on the road to collecting. They got a ton of these things, and some of them are really, really, really cool. So encourage you to go look into that. As I said, they also do soundtracks, and this is really, really fun. This is their soundtrack of Halloween 3. And it comes with, I'll show you the inside. It opens up like with a big fold in the back. But it comes with something from the Silver Shamrock Manufacturer and Trade Supplies Company, which gives you instructions on how to use all the little extra things in it. And it looks like it was printed on, Xeroxed old company letterhead. And that's a really fun little piece of paper ephemera they send with it. There are magic tricks that you can do with these cards that they sent. And the kind of magic tricks you might have gotten, being able to cut off the back of a cereal box or something back in the 70s. And then the album itself comes in an envelope, a big mystery box, and it comes in brown and orange swirl vinyl. I think there's a couple other versions of it. This is the one I got. I'm really glad I got the orange one. They also sent John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. I really love the gatefolds they do. I think this is a really underrated John Carpenter film. It's gotten a lot more attention in the last few years. Shout Factory did a release of it. There's Satan swirling around in his jar in the back. Really cool. Great soundtrack, of course. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Once More with Feeling. This is a gatefold as well, which I think is a pretty fun gatefold. And it's the musical episode of Buffy that has actually toured around the country at various midnight movies and things like that. So I think you'll like it. I don't think there's anything special about the vinyl on this one. It's just black, comes in a black sleeve. I don't think there's a liner note. Oh, there is a really cool liner notes insert in this. Basically, they give you the, this is not just a catalog of Mondo stuff. This is all the lyrics to all the songs. You get a sleigh bill instead of playbill from the Sunnydale Theater, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Once More with Feeling, as if it were a play. Really, really fun. So, last but not least, well, not last, actually, I got a couple more things to show you, but we have this absolutely freaking awesome Alien long sleeve xenomorph sweatshirt. They're putting out a bunch of Godzilla stuff that they just didn't have ready in time to send to us. This is the back. The egg is on the front. But I'm a huge Alien fan, and I was super grateful they sent this long sleeve tee. But they have really made a dent in that market as well. And this is I have their stuff. It lasts a long time. It's really good and flashy, and you'll impress your friends. All right, last two items I'm going to show you. Mondo, of course, is best known for posters. The story is that movie posters took an enormous dent in quality, and probably about the 90s was when they stopped making movie posters look cool. It was just 5 faces and a title and information at the bottom, and that was about it. Very, very little art to it, very little interest in it. And of course, people started, fell in love with all of these different movies, and they wanted to get these posters, but collecting original movie posters is very expensive and time-consuming. Mondo has been doing limited editions of various prints that you can get for about $40 for a long time now, and they were willing to send this. This is their Exorcist print. You see like this mark here, that's just a chair and this plastic. And I love this Exorcist print. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's something very, very different. That's something Mondo always tries to do with their posters, is they try to go places they've never gone before. For me, as a person of faith, one of the things I love about this poster is you have this idea of evil clinging to Reagan, of Reagan's hand being embraced by the shepherd, and then the religious token, and the phrase "deliver her from evil." I think that's a really, really neat image. It's sort of a surprising image, since really what The Exorcist is known for is some fairly outrageous imagery. So really, really cool stuff. And this I've already had framed. I was so excited to get this, I couldn't even see straight. This is the Shaun of the Dead print that they did. At first glance, I didn't think much of this print, and then I started to look at it. I started to look at the level of detail. I looked at the typeface they chose, the way that they incorporated the necessary text into the movie poster, and sort of the stylized sort of versions that you get of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost on this poster. If you look at this version of Shaun, this is, not really a man-child. This is an adult man. He's kind of a little bit older. And even with Nick, you kind of get this idea of somebody who's a lot more aggressive and serious than he necessarily is portrayed in the movie. And obviously within this, they're pretending to be zombies. This is them shambling. So that's a poster that gives you a lot to think about. I think it will go really well with my autographed cricket bat from Simon and Nick Frost and Ed Wright, for which I will fight you for if you want to come. I'm not afraid to get a little blood on this beauty.
Not for sale. Not part of the gift
Not
guide.
for sale. Not for Mondo. This is just Dave's. But this is for Mondo, and you can get it, and I highly recommend you do. Thanks for coming by for this first episode of the Screen Anarchy MindFrames Holiday Gift Guide Best of 2019. And we'll see you in a minute with some more stuff.